All right, now we can use layered editing as a way to easily cut between multiple clips and put something new together. But what if we want to just slice one piece of audio and just rearrange the way that it plays and manipulate it in that way? We have the ability to slice audio either into a drum machine or a sampler, two devices that we saw previously. So let's just kind of look into how that works. I'm going to go ahead and create another audio track. And in this audio track, I'm going to go ahead and find a clip. And this time I want to find something that is a bit more melodic. And I'll just go through some of these presets here. Doesn't really matter. Maybe I can find something that's in more of a minor key. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I don't know that that's going to work with what I currently have going on, but I'm sure I could make it work. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to slice it up. All right. Now, depending on what I want to get out of slicing this, since this is more melodic, there's not clear transients. It's not like there's an obvious place where the volume spikes where there's a kick drum. I'm going to need to use something else to help me slice this. Am I looking for certain notes? Am I looking for certain tones? Do I want to just slice it every quarter note? And it sounds weird because it's being stretched and it's probably playing way faster than its regular tempo. Yeah, normally at 60 beats per minute, I'm playing it at 90. It's okay. I want to slice it. So if I right click on the clip, or if I go into the clip menu, either way, I have the option to slice to drum machine or slice to multi-sample. What's the difference? The biggest difference between the two is that when you slice to a drum machine, each slice, let's go ahead and look at a drum machine again. Each slice will end up in its own chain, and then each slice can be manipulated independently. You could transpose each slice differently. You could put a different effect after each slice. Each slice basically exists on its own, which means they can be treated differently. If you slice into a sampler, each slice is going to be treated like part of one instrument patch, which means that it'll be much easier to transpose everything at once. It'll be a lot easier to change the filter values for everything at once. So you got to think about, do you want your slices to be treated independently, or do you want to treat all the slices like they're still part of one sound? In this case, it probably makes more sense for me to slice to a sampler. And now as I say that, I think maybe it doesn't. I'm going to slice this to a drum machine. I have some ideas that just popped into my brain. I'm going to right click here and let's slice to drum machine. Okay. No matter what option you choose, you can bounce and slice or slice raw. The difference here is that if I have effects that I've added to the audio, do I want to incorporate the sound of those effects in the audio? Do I want to bounce the audio first and then slice it? Or just slice the audio without any additional effects that I've added? Okay. I want to keep this as simple as possible. We're going to slice raw, and I'm going to slice this every 8th note, 16th note. Let's do every 8th note, I think is okay. All right. My main goal here is I want to isolate slices that have different notes, different harmonic content, but I don't need to be too exact. I arm the track. Let's go to the device panel. And here is my drum machine now. Okay, let's look at my slices and see what I ended up with. All right, there is a sampler. That is a different sampler. That is a different sampler. If I change the pitch of one, it doesn't affect the pitch of the others. All right. Now, if I right click here, thankfully I have the option to copy the value of this parameter to all the other layers. That does make it a bit easier if I decide, you know what, I wish I could make the pitch of all these the same, but I didn't put this in a multi-sample. Let's get rid of this and let's look at the process if we slice to a sampler. Right click, slice to multi-sample, slice it raw every 8th note. So same parameters here. But the difference now is, where's my sampler? Here it is. All right, let's get rid of this track. All right, the sampler on its own outside of a drum machine can be used to just play one sample, or you can set up a multi-sample patch. If I click here, this will expand the sampler, and now I can see all of my slices are here, starting at C1. If I click on any of these zones, I I can see the sample. If I want this to automatically select the zone that I'm playing, I can go over here and click on this little MIDI icon. Now, why would I do this? Well, you know what? There's a little pop at the beginning of every slice. Maybe not a pop, but it just kind of abruptly starts. Maybe I want to adjust the attack of the amplitude envelope for every slice, and I don't want to have to copy the value. Well, now, every slice responds to this same parameter. Maybe I want to change the pitch of every slice. Right? Everything responds to these parameters. So for something like this that's melodic and I want to keep the slices in the same key, yeah, keep them all in tune with each other, this is probably a better option. Again, the drawback is if I'll add an effect, it will affect every single slice because there's no place to put an effect after one slice or the other. Ultimately, choose accordingly based on what you need. But this is another great way for us to manipulate audio, and I might find some way to incorporate this into my ongoing beat. There's one more feature I want to show in terms of manipulating audio that's very cool and, as far as I know, unique to Bitwig, and we'll look at that next.